Welcome, listener, to another edition of Radio is Not Dead series. Hi, hello, I'm Yusrah, 13 years old, and the host of Books and Breakfast with Yusrah and Naseerah.
Hi everyone, I am Naseerah, I'm 12 years old, and I'm co-host the show with my sister Yusrah.
Joining us today, we have RX Radio's favorite TV and radio personality, Zoe Brown. Zoe has been in the industry for a long time, starting on campus radio. She has a passion for radio and now is on KFM's Drive Time show. We are so excited to have Zoe share her story with us today. To start off, Zoe, we'd like to ask you, how did your radio journey start off, and when was it when you started to know that, yes, I want to get involved in radio?
So my radio journey started when I was at university. I studied international relations at Stellenbosch University, and that's when I realized I wanted to take my degree into the media field. And on campus, they had a radio station. And I remember it was the start of my second year when I got to Stellenbosch, and I got my radio plugged in and I put it on MFM 92.6. And I heard this ad where they were looking for new presenters. And I just saw, oh my gosh, it's a sign. And I literally walked to the radio station, handed in my CV, and then there was a whole audition process where they did a voice test, they did a listening test, and then they selected a group of us, and we did this whole training journey, which was really fun and exciting. And that's really where I got to learn about how to operate the desk, and you got to sit in on different shows. So we had to shadow the shows. And they taught us how to produce the shows. So how I got onto commercial radio was with campus radio, you had to work the graveyard shift. And like a lot of things in life, you have to start at the bottom. So my first show was from 3 a.m. till 6 a.m. on a Monday. Then I got my first full-time show, which meant every single night of the week, which was from 9 p.m. And then after that, that's when KFM approached me and said, we've been listening to you, please come and join us. And then I started on weekends with them, and I did the midnight to 4 a.m. show. So it wasn't easy, but if you love something, you forget about the crazy hours.
Yes, our story, like how personally for me, for radio was very unexpected. I didn't know that I was going to be involved in radio. I didn't know that RX Radio existed. Did you always want to be involved with radio?
No, not at all. I think for me, it was just, I joke and say I stumbled across my career, but really, like, I never dreamt of being on radio, never dreamt of being on TV. I thought I was going to try be a Miss South Africa. I love numbers, so I tried to, I was thinking maybe I should go study accounting. And then it was only when I started doing international relations that I thought, okay, wait, the media industry is quite cool. But I didn't like the journalism aspect. It wasn't something that I found as interesting as I do with the digital side of things and the multimedia things. So for me, when I tried radio, I loved it. I love the creativity. I love that every single day is different. You never have a repeat of the same day.
Obviously, as you know, balancing radio and other things like school can be tough. How did you manage with that?
Radio for me, because I loved it so much, I got excited, even though the hours were crazy. But to find that balance, it's not easy, and you have to really work at it. So something I need to do is I make a list of all the things that needs my attention, and I map out my day. So I know I have radio from this time to this time. I know that this A, B, and C needs my attention. So I make sure I can fit it into my day or into my week, just so that I do everything I need to do, and so that I don't miss anything or any deadlines. So I think for me, it's just a lot of planning that really helps me to just find that balance. And something I also plan is me time.
And then also, we'd like to ask, what advice do you have for aspiring radio personalities, especially with starting off young, being the radio or media industry?
If I can encourage you, and this might sound like a cliche, but be you on the radio. Don't pretend to be a presenter. Don't put on a voice like, this is RX Radio. Like, that is not how you speak in person. One of the biggest compliments anyone can give a radio presenter for me is when they say, oh my word, you sound just like you do on air. When you are on the radio, talk about the things you're passionate about, because you'll get your listener extremely passionate about it. I am a big believer that you need to live life and bring that content to air. So I would love to encourage any young aspiring radio presenters to find the things they're passionate about and share that, to enjoy life and bring that on air, and to just be themselves. You never know who is listening and who is looking for something specific, and you simply being you might just be that. I mean, how do you find inspiration for what you talk about?
Well, our show is mainly based on literature and books. So I feel like it's not really like very difficult because we usually talk about books, and while that's something that I'm interested in and I'm trying to get her interested in, I'll just speak about what I love, and that's reading and that's books, and we'll just share that. And Naseerah talks about the jokes and things.
Okay. Well, you know what could be a fun thing to also unpack is, how many times have you read a book and you know when you see a word, you think it's a certain word and your brain tricks you and you know it's not the right word, but you still read the wrong word? I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people have had moments where they always thought something was pronounced a certain way, and it was only when they did a Google pronounce or something that they found out, but hang on, it's not quinoa, it's quinoa. Like, I think that could be also something that's quite interesting, and it's still relating to books.
What are your thoughts
On radio being a dying medium?
Ooh, oh no, I don't think radio is a dying medium. I mean, look, we are in a pandemic, and what was the first thing people did? They couldn't go anywhere. TV shows, yes, there are different streaming sites, but people tuned into the radio to hear the news, to hear what's going on. They tuned into the radio to listen to music. They've actually brought out a study that people get more joy from hearing their favorite song on the radio than being able to play it off a platform like Spotify. There's something about you don't know what's coming next that really brings a lot of joy. And I think for some time, people moved away from radio, but now I feel like more and more people are tuning back to the radio, because I feel like a lot of presenters are also putting a lot of effort into making sure that they bring unique content, and you listen to the radio for the personality.
Yeah, like I can't imagine being in a car or like driving to school, sitting in traffic, not listening to the radio.
And I think it's beautiful that, you know, different personalities are coming through. A lot of people are, I don't want to say retiring, but maybe stepping away from the microphone. So I think the future is going to be, you know, a lot more young voices coming through. And I think it's necessary. I just want to say thank you for choosing me. I really appreciate it. And I want to wish the both of you all the best with your radio journey and career. And of course, all the best for the new academic year.
Thank you. All the best to you too.
You are listening to RX Radio.
For and by children.
RX Radio. RX Radio rocks.